Welcome back to Mr Gard's maths class. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at measures of centre. We're going to assume in this lesson that we have a set of data, and I've just made up a random bunch of numbers in black at the top of the screen. We're going to be working out three different measures of centre for this set of data. The first one is called the mean, the second is the median, and the third is the mode. We're going to start with the mean first. The mean is simply what we would consider the average, and we can mathematically work it out by the following equation written below. The mean is equal to the sum of all of the values divided by how many values there are. So in this case, we need to add up 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 and so on, and add up all of those numbers. If I was to do that, I get 44. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. So the mean is equal to 44 divided by the total number of values, which is 11. So we could probably easily work out that 44 divided by 11 is 4. That means the mean is 4. So the average score here is a 4. Okay. We often see that, for instance, in cricket averages. So when we talk about a cricket or a batsman's batting average, we add up all of the score or all of the runs that he scores, and then we divide it usually by how many times they get out. You can do that with any set of data and get the average. Sometimes using the mean is not very reflective. A common example I use is if we are going to find the average house price, you might find that there are lots of houses in a certain ballpark, but then you might find a mansion or a skyscraper that's extremely expensive. And that would, because you add up all of the scores, that would add up to a really, really high number and increase the average for all of the properties, which might be okay, but isn't necessarily reflective of a true example. The next one is the median, and you can see in quotation marks I've written middle value. What we need to do here is we need to align all of our scores in order from smallest to largest, which I've already done. Now with this set of data, once aligned, all I need to do is find out which one is the middle value. So what I can do, there are a few ways of doing this. I can cancel the end ones if you are not 100% sure. So that's 4 removed from each end. And I'm left with a 3. So in this case, the median is 3. It's worth noting that if I was to remove one of the values, so if I removed the value of 20 and I did the same process, what you're going to find out is that you don't actually have a middle value. In this case, I have I have 3 and 3. Now, it's very easy to therefore say that the median is also 3. But what would happen if it was 2 and 3? We simply get the average or the mean of those two numbers. So halfway between 2 and 3 is obviously 2.5, or you add them together. 2 plus 3 is 5, and divide it by 2, because there are two numbers, which is also 2.5. That's the easiest way to determine the median value. You need to just find the middle value. If you know how many values that there are, if you know that there are 11 values, you can divide it by 2, which is 5.5, which means the 6th value is the one that is the middle value. Right, let's have a look now at the mode. The mode is the most common value. This one's almost the simplest. You just got to look at which number is the most popular. So in this case, I have 3 lots of 2, there's a 2 lots of 3, 2 lots of 6. So I can see that 2 is the most common value. Now, because if you have a look at these values, the mean is 4, the median is 3, and the mode is 2. It's quite unusual that, well, it's not unusual, but it's interesting to note that there are 3 measures of center for the same set of data. So I've got these numbers written in black. I've got these numbers written in black. The most common is a 2, the middle value is a 3, and the mean is 4. Sometimes changing a number or adding a number in can make a really big difference. And what I might do is I might use the same data, but I'm going to add a number. So I've now got the same set of data here, but instead I'm going to add another number on it, and I'm going to add the number 100. And we're going to see how these values change. So just quickly, the mean is the total, so it was 44 plus 100, so we must have 144 divided by, I now have an extra number, so it must be 12 numbers. The mean, these numbers have worked out quite well for me, the mean is 12. 144 divided by 12 is 12. Let's have a look at the median value. The median is the middle. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off there. It's going to be somewhere between these two. Halfway point of 3 and 4 is 3.5. So the median value hasn't changed very much. The mean changed a lot, and the mode is also going to be 2 because it's still the most common number. So by adding just one extra number, the median value didn't change much, the mode didn't change at all, but the mean changed a lot. So that could be the example of house prices. You have one very expensive house or expensive product, whatever you're working out, or it could be a game of cricket and one person finally hits a very big score and it brings up the average by a lot, particularly if they haven't got many scores already. These are the 3 main measures of center. So you've got the mean, the median, and the mode, all of which can be used at different times depending on the data that you're using or the information that you want to pass across. That's it from today's lesson. Don't forget to write down sort of this section, because this is the bit that's going to be really well used by you later on when you have a bunch of questions to go through. Thanks for listening.